Producer Face Spins.
Hello, Surface Spins here. Yes, I made a trip to Chicago and hit some record stores. I was there for the weekend, 4th of July weekend. I don't know if that was a good weekend to go. It was super hot, and it was NASCAR. 4th of July was great, but the weather made it a bit difficult for me, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I had originally compiled a list of about almost 15 record stores to hit, thinking that I'd hit a lot of them. I thought again, and I reached out to HubTunes. Thank you, HubTunes, who guided me to the best 5 record stores to hit in Chicago. And I did that. I went out one day, and thanks to the Ventra and the Metra, I navigated my way around to 5 record stores in one day. I was pretty proud of myself. It was my first time in Chicago. I didn't know the city that well, but I really enjoyed it. What a great city, great people. Everyone was so friendly and helpful. I enjoyed the city. Lots to say about the city, but let's talk about the record stores. The first record store I went to was called Dusty Groove. It opened at 9 a.m., so I went there first. They are primarily, I would call them kind of jazz-centric. They have a lot of jazz reissues, really good ones. I didn't pick up any jazz reissues because I can probably get those here or even order them online, but they are well equipped with that sort of thing. A really beautiful jazz CD selection, and then some oddity records that I really like. I like oddball records. I always have, looking to upgrade some of my albums. Some strange, weird records that I'd never seen before that tempted me. But I had to be sensible. I was trying to buy one record in each record store. I don't think I succeeded. No, I didn't. In fact, I bought 2 records at Dusty Grooves and 2 records at the last record store I went to. Maybe 2 at another one as well. But Dusty Groove also has a good selection of books on music and jazz. Highly recommended. Great suggestion to start off the day. Then I went to Reckless Records. Yes, Reckless Records. Not too far from Dusty Grooves. Happy to see some Remy Wolf there. Get the one on the left. That's a really great record. It was a record store day. They are a sort of a classic record store. They have everything, and maybe it's the Amoeba Records of Chicago, if I can make that parallel. Lots of good reissues, lots of used secondhand records. A real great place to spend a lot of time. At Reckless Records. I'll show you all the records I purchased at the end of the video. Just give you a quick overview of the different record stores. Then I got back on the bus and I went to Laurie's Planet of Sound. Maybe that was it. They're a very cool, smaller record store with kind of quirky tastes. You're going to find your Leslie Gore here if you need some Leslie Gore. You're going to find lots of interesting, more used records. I was tempted to buy this Chicago in digital stereo record, but I have a lot of those already, and the digital threw me away. This was amazing. Chris Knight and Maureen McCormick duo record. I never knew this record existed. How funny. Cat People. I looked at that, but I passed on it. But what nice people there, great record store, and a neat little neighborhood with shops and so on. I think it was called Lincoln Street, if I'm not mistaken. Probably wasn't called Lincoln Street, but anyway. Laurie's Planet of Sound. Another one to put on the list, I think. Good used records there. Then I got on the bus again, and I went out to Rattleback Records. Rattleback Records. This was a more modern, fresh kind of aesthetic here. Lots of reissues, very well stocked. Not as many used records, but a lot of clean reissues, I guess I could say. Clean reissues. Great record store. I was trying to buy records that were kind of Chicago-centric, and I looked at the Chai Lights there, and I found another record from my hometown, from San Francisco, which was kind of cool too. This is a really pleasant record store. Positive vibe, good people, nice clean records. That would be one to put on the list. And a great little neighborhood too. And finally, the last record I made it to was Squeezebox. Their aesthetic was my favorite of all the record stores I visited on that day because they had records and books only. They didn't have a lot of mess underneath their counters. They had books, records and books. Oh, I loved it. I almost picked up this X-Ray Spex record. It was a reissue. I don't have it, and I thought I should get it, and then I saw something else. I went with that instead. This was an interesting staff pick called Swimming Feeling. Interesting record. So let's talk about my haul. What did I get in these 5 esteemed record stores in Chicago? I'll try to do some needle drops as I'm showing the records. So here's my haul, my Chicago haul. I started off at Dusty Groove and I got the soundtrack to Charlie by Ravi Shankar. I think it's an original pressing. It was in such clean shape. The record was in pretty good shape. The cover and the gatefold were perfect. It was at a very good price. I tend to only buy soundtrack records of movies that I really love. And this movie Charlie is a favorite of mine. I remember seeing it as a kid and having a big impact on me. On the World Pacific label. And I also picked up this kind of heavy record by Sun O called Life Metal. What sold me on it, it was discounted and it was brand new. It's an AAA, all analog production of Sun O's kind of ambient metal sounds, it's kind of cool. It sounds really beautiful if you can get into that headspace of this kind of ambient metal. At Reckless Records, I picked up a reissue. This is Reckless Records of Yo La Tengo's first album, I think. Considered it their best album. I don't have any Yo La Tengo, and I figured this was a good time to pick it up because I'd never seen this one before. I really like it. I've listened to it now once, and it's really great. The song Green Arrow, I think it is, has this really mild, kind of moody, gentle mood, which I really liked. Now to Laurie's Planet of Sound. I found a Rotary Connection record. They're a Chicago band and this was an original from the 68, 69, called Aladdin. And the record wasn't in perfect shape, but I have one other Rotary Connection record, so it goes well with that. And it's a Chicago connection, so I'm happy to have this one in my collection on the Cadet label. Then to Rattleback. At Rattleback, I bought a reissue by the Chi-Lites. The album's called Give More Power to the People. And it's got that big hit, Have You Seen Her? Beautiful song. On this really nice yellow vinyl. It sounds really great. Nice reissue. So I've got 2 albums by Chicago artists. This is the other one I bought kind of on impulse because Cité is a San Francisco band, and I've never seen them, but I've heard about them, and this is one of their remix albums where they had different people remix their songs. It's on Dead Oceans label. I have a couple of records on Dead Oceans, and they always seem to sound good. I also found this La Dolce Vita soundtrack, Fellini's soundtrack by Nino Rota. I had a copy of it, but it's so scratchy that this is expanded, double LP with extra cuts. This is the local band that I purchased called Option. I think they're called Option. And they're a Chicago indie rock band. I took a chance on this one. One of the shopkeepers recommended it to me, and it's very good. The vocalist has an excellent voice, and the songs are not too heavy. They're kind of pop with a little bit of grunge maybe influence, but still has this lightness to it, which I really like. Swimming Feeling. So that was my recent Chicago recording I picked up, kind of trying to grab the taste of Chicago in the music I purchased. Hey, thank you, Chicago, for showing me a good time in your city. I think I'll come back another day when it's not so hot and sticky and there won't be NASCAR or 4th of July happening. Then I can really hit the streets, hit the rest of them, hit the other 10 record stores I didn't hit. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Take care. Service Spin signing out.